Bienvenido nuevo a otro video de Draft. I'm Draft, soy Draft. Estamos viendo un video de Jynxie, específicamente The 7 Levels of Competitive FPS Games. Iniciamos.
The name of today's video is the 7 levels of competitive FPS games. Now, as you guys know, we like some FPS games around here. So, I want to see the rankings. I hope Rainbow Six Siege is up here and it's on this list. What in God's name is that from Snips?
¿Hace cuánto fue esto? Un mes. Oh, no, de repente.
Bro, people like to hate on Call of Duty now, dude, but like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, bro, like Call of Duty Black Ops, like that kind of jump-started like gaming.
Eso es muy cierto. O sea, Black Ops 2, Black Ops World at War, Black Ops, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2 y 3. Joyas. Oh, después de eso todo se fue a la mierda, la verdad.
Oh no, Siege is gonna be in the video. Siege is gonna be in the video, boys. Shate and Pengu.
Overwatch. This is Valorant.
Let's get one thing straight. Not all competitive FPS games are created equal.
Yes! Facts! Bro, facts. People are still playing COD in 2020.
Cierto.
Some are crowd pleasers, others are deep tactical chess matches, and one sits at the mountaintop like an untouchable god.
Is he talking about Siege? Nah, there's no way. Siege is niche, bro. There's no way he's talking about Siege.
But ranking them, that's where things get nuclear. The competitive FPS scene isn't just about who can click heads the fastest. It's about legacy, depth, cultural impact, and whether your game will be remembered in 5 years or forgotten faster than a TikTok trend. We're living to the golden age of tactical
What is this? Is this like a new COD? Ugh.
shooters. Yet half these games are built on foundations shakier than a house of cards in a hurricane. So buckle up, because
I like this guy's accent. Chad, where is the guy from?
here are 7 levels of competitive FPS games. Level 1. The Graveyard. Welcome to the FPS Graveyard.
X-Defiant? I heard
X-Defiance lo jugué una vez. Bien, fue bueno, pero fue una copia barata de Call of Duty, la verdad.
about this game for like 2 days and then I never heard about it again. Let's check it out and let's be unbiased.
Where $1 million budgets meet reality and corporate ambitions get buried faster than you can say servers shutting down. This isn't a single game, it's an entire tier of titles that convinced themselves they could dethrone the kings. First, let's pour one out for Sony's Concord. 8 years in development, $400 million budget, and
Conker se llama. En otro video mencioné un juego de trans y es Conquered. Es el juego que igual que High Guard lo mandaron a la verga, o sea, se canceló. Es un juego malísimo.
400 million budget? What? I never even heard of
it
this.
lasted exactly 14 days before getting yanked offline.
14 days?
14
días, mucha. Duró esa mierda antes de que lo cancelaran.
days. That's barely enough
Por lo menos High Guard duró un mes y medio. Nuevo récord, ¿no? No sé.
time for players to learn the character names. On the other hand, X-Defiant had everything going for it on paper. Ubisoft backing, decent gunplay, nostalgic faction teaming. But decent doesn't cut it in this genre. Players tried it, shrugged, and went back to the games that actually mattered. Meanwhile, Spectre Divide launched with the bold promise of controlling 2 bodies simultaneously.
Divide.
Innovative? Absolutely. Sustainable as a competitive ecosystem, the player count
Bueno, ese es un Valorant copy, ¿no? Una copia de Valorant.
speaks for themselves. Each one had passionate developers.
Dude, you know another mythical one, chat? Who remembers Splitgate, bro? I remember people were... Dude, this is the thing.
Era bueno.
You gotta, like, tell people to calm down sometimes. Because, like, I remember when people were glazing Splitgate in, like, the beta. And then it's just like, I haven't even heard of Splitgate in like 2 years.
Mechanics and corporate executives
Cierto,
convinced
cierto.
they found the secret sauce. Here's the brutal truth these games all learned too
Muy
late.
cierto.
Innovation without retention is just expensive fireworks. The FPS graveyard is littered with titles
That's
that
true.
prioritize
That's
being
very true.
different, which unfortunately isn't enough.
Mhm.
Level 2, Call of Duty.
I think putting Call of Duty at level 2 is fair. I think Call of Duty serves a purpose. You know, if you get home and you just want to crack open a couple of beers and just run and gun, I can't play Call of Duty.
Me
Like,
da,
it's literally
me da risa que dice que abre un par de cervezas para jugar Call of Duty. Imagínate, ni toma mucho.
slop at this point, bro. Like, you spawn in, you run, you jump, you shoot, you die, you respawn, you run,
Mhm.
you jump, you shoot, you die, you respawn.
Mhm.
Like, when I was 12, I played COD, but that was when, like, everyone played COD. Like, I
Mhm.
don't even know of anyone who plays COD anymore.
Oh,
Chat, when is the last time your friend has told you, like, yo, bro, let's hop on COD tonight? Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, like, that's actually weird. That's weirder than telling me to get
es cierto. Yo no conozco a nadie que juega Call of Duty, ni Warzone, mucha, ni Warzone, ¿no? El año pasado todavía jugué Warzone un buen rato, como bueno, a principios, para mediados, de ahí lo dejé a la baby, mano.
on X Defiant. I'm not playing COD, bro. Like, I'm not playing COD. Now, like, there's definitely like an older like audience COD has for sure of people that grew up on like the OG COD games that probably still play COD. And hey, whatever floats your boat. But for me, as soon as I started playing Siege, I could never play COD again because Siege is just so much better than COD. Like, it's night and day.
Es
So let's
cierto.
start with the
Tiene toda la fucking razón, Cerote, la verdad. Siege, si no he jugado, Siege es un juego buenísimo, muy diferente a Call of Duty, porque sí, ahí sí tenés que tener inteligencia, porque es pura estrategia. Y literal, estás jugando juego de ajedrez y es otra cosa mucho. Bueno, si pueden.
elephant wearing a golden headset, Call of Duty competitive. The CDL pulls 100,000 plus viewers for finals and drove 6 million prize pools like candy. But calling Call of Duty a competitive FPS feels like calling McDonald's fine dining.
Huevos,
Yeah,
cabrón.
I would never use competitive as a word to describe COD. Like, there's like, someone's gonna be like, obviously every game has comp and every game has pro league, but like, when you think of competitive gaming,
Puta, y me parece que un día jugué con un cerote, y el cerote estaba con la gran puta, porque más no había matado a nadie, y me estaba tirando bien a mí, porque yo lo maté un par de veces, y es que yo soy diamante en Call of Duty, mucha, y primera jugada ya tengo 3 kills, que no sé qué, que no sé cuánto. Puta, y la siguiente partida me eché un ace cuando matas a todos los del equipo en una jugada, pendejo. Y yo dije, Timón, Call of Duty Boy, dije yo. Fuck off, Call of Duty Boy, le puse yo.
you don't think of COD. Like, COD is very casual.
Sure, millions consume it, but is anyone really taking it seriously when the game literally aims for you? Here's the brutal truth of CDL.
Bueno, una cosa que tienen que tomar en consideración que Siege sí es tóxico, mucha, la verdad que es tóxico. Así que entren a su propio distracción. Pues, entren a su entren a su discreción, es la cosa.
Apologists won't admit. Call of Duty's aim assist is so aggressive it practically plays the game for you. We're talking rotational aim assist that tracks targets through walls, bullet magnetism that bends shots towards enemies, and sticky crosshairs that make missing harder
Ese sí nunca lo jugué.
than hitting. So how do you build a competitive scene around mechanics?
Yeah, so it's like you compare Siege to COD, right? Like, boom, Siege has no aim assist, COD has aim assist. Siege has like 75 operators. COD, you just play the same guy. Siege has crazy recoil patterns, crazy destructions on maps. It's like checkers and chess is the way I would describe COD and Siege. Like, honestly.
That reduce the skill gap to almost nothing. Meanwhile, the scene also resets itself every single year like competitive amnesia. New game, new meta, new maps, new everything. The numbers look impressive on paper. Optic vs. FaZe Grand Finals pulling 250,000 viewers, $300,000 paychecks for champions.
Wow.
But strip away the marketing budget and nostalgia.
Ese es el nuevo Call of Duty. Y es feo, se mira mucha. Parece que pareciera Valorant. Valorant es bonito, a mi parecer. Pero con la estética y la velocidad que se maneja colores y se mira feo.
and you're left with an elaborate commercial for
Yeah, you gotta look at it like, dude, COD is like trillionaires at this point, bro. Like, COD was the face of gaming in like the 2010s, 2009s. Like, I mean,
the next $70 release. It's pretty much competitive fast food, engineered
but it's cool though because I'm sorry for pausing, but this is just a fun video. It's cool because you could see how much games have advanced, like Valorant or like Siege or like CS:GO. Like when COD was starting, like none of these games were around. Like I think CS:GO came out or like Counter-Strike came out in like 96 or something. Call of Duty's been around since when did COD come out? Like the like 1990?
for mass appeal, profitable as hell, but ultimately very disposable. Level 3, Halo.
This is interesting.
Es cierto, Halo. ¡Mua! Halo es muy bueno, muy bueno. O sea, yo jugué Halo en época cuando tenía la Xbox 360. Halo 3, shout out. Y Halo 2, puta. Halo 3, ODST. Oh my god. Halo Reach, bro. Take me back.
I played
Oh, y también Halo 4, pero eso no hablamos.
I played Halo one time on my cousin's
We don't talk about that.
Xbox when I was like 7. I missed this era of gaming, but I heard Halo was like peak.
Halo literally wrote the blueprint for console esports when
Uf, ese mapa era
we
bueno.
were still learning to walk. Before Counter-Strike was selling
See, yeah, I missed this era. I'm actually interested to hear about this because, like, I heard Halo was like the GOAT.
out arenas, Master Chief was packing MLG
Y este es Halo 4, por cierto.
events with 50k screaming fans watching split-screen or lockout duels. The 2007 MLG Vegas finals between Final Boss and Carbon pulled the numbers that would make modern Halo Championship Series event cry. But let's address the uncomfortable truth. Halo today is a former heavyweight champion still throwing punches at 50. The Halo World Championship 2023 peaked at 115,000 viewers, which is respectable, but a far cry from what other
Bueno, hablando de Halo, el Halo Infinite, wow. O sea, wow. Después de Halo 5, que nunca jugué Halo 5 porque nunca salió Halo Master Chief, ¿va? Aunque me han contado que es una mierda. Halo Infinite, puta, qué buen juego, mucha. Me pasé el juego en un mes, pero un mes bien metido, mucha. O sea, ese juego, wow, me explotó la cabeza, me sorprendió tanto que lo jugué tanto. El multiplayer es buenísimo, era muy bueno, era como que algo fresco y viejo, nostalgia. Ah, precioso juego, mano.
esports games routinely pull. Modern Halo is living off legacy more than current relevance and everyone knows it. Yet here's why Halo still deserves this spot. It proved console FPS could be just as skill intensive as PC games when everyone said it was impossible. 4-shot BR kills, spawn timing mastery, power weapon control, this wasn't casual couch gaming. Halo pioneered the LAN party atmosphere.
Entonces, bueno, si recuerdan Halo, mucha, comenten cuál fue su Halo favorito. Y si saben de qué estoy hablando cuando digo Halo Rap, denle like y comenten qué Halo Rap fue el mejor para ustedes.
That every modern esports event tries to recapture. Those MLG Anaheim crowds weren't just watching a game, they were witnessing history. The game might be swimming in a smaller pond now, but it's a pond Halo helped dig.
Bro, the time to kill looks kind of crazy.
That counts for something, even if the current fish aren't as big as they used to be. Level 4, Overwatch.
Bro, I never played this game either. I heard this game was peak though, in its heyday.
Eso es cierto, fue muy pique en su tiempo y yo lo jugué un buen tiempo, la verdad. Y era bien competitivo, yo era un crack con Junkrat y Reinhardt. Muy buen juego, la verdad es que muy buen juego. En su época, cuando era Halo 1, o sea, perdón, Halo 1, Overwatch normal, no el 2, qué buen juego, buenísimo, la verdad, porque Halo 2 es el mismo Halo, puta madre, es Overwatch 2, es el mismo Overwatch, solo que con mejores gráficas, disculpen.
Overwatch is the most expensive lesson in esports history, and we all got to watch the train wreck in 4K. Activision Blizzard threw 20 million franchise fees at the Overwatch League, convinced they could buy their way into traditional sports legitimacy. For one brief shining moment in 2018 to 2019, it actually looked like it might work. 40 million plus viewers for grand finals, celebrity investors, ESPN coverage.
Puta, ya me acuerdo que miraba los competitivos de esta cosa y eran bien locos, mano, bien interesantes verlos, o sea, y era emocionante también.
Then reality
Bueno, no tan emocionante como Siege o League of Legends, ¿va? Pero sí tuvo su época.
delivered a brutal lesson in why you can't just throw money at competitive integrity. The viewing experience was pure chaos. If you weren't already deep into Overwatch, watching Overwatch League felt like trying to understand quantum physics during a seizure. 6 ultimates going off simultaneously while casters screamed about huge graphs and perfect transcendence, which made zero sense to outsiders. But the real killer was solo queue. 6 strangers trying to coordinate dive compositions and ultimate timing. It was like asking.
Yeah, bro, to my understanding of like hero shooters is like the roles really matter. So like I feel like solo queuing on Overwatch or Marvel Rivals would just I mean that's like 30 times worse than Siege.
A pick up a basketball team to run Lakers level plays. The disconnect between what pros played and what regular players experienced was so massive that watching Overwatch League felt like watching a different game entirely. The Overwatch 2 transition was supposed to fix everything, 5v5, role locks, simplified gameplay. Instead, it felt like renovating a house by burning it down first. PvE promises were broken, legacy content was deleted, and long time.
Bueno, solo queue, si no estoy mal, es cuando, sí me acuerdo más o menos, que vos entrabas como vos querías, si eras tanque, ganador, healer, o no más o menos eso. No, es que está tanque, está healer, está paladín, y hay otro, no me acuerdo que es como la mezcla de todo. Pero ahí puedes entrar con 5 Junkrat, 5 Reinhardt, 5 Diva, 5 Hamster, ¿va? O sea, no importaba, o sea, era divertido, pero no, las partidas no duraban nada.
Fans felt betrayed. Current Overwatch League viewership rarely cracks 50k for regular season matches. That's a 90% decline from peak numbers.
Bueno, si ustedes saben exactamente a qué se refiere con solo queue, comenten qué exactamente significa, porque yo no me acuerdo. Creo que lo que dije está incorrecto y me disculpo.
Fuck.
But here's what Overwatch got right. It proved hero shooters could work at the highest level. It normalized ability-based FPS mechanics across the industry, and it created genuinely incredible moments. Profit's Genji Blade on Dorado, London Spitfire's championship run, Pine's Widow headshots, pure poetry when it worked. The problem wasn't the game. It was trying to force lightning into a bottle made of corporate expectations. Level 5. Rainbow.
Oh! Dude, he put it at 5 out of 7. I'm not mad at that. So what's the like that?
6 Siege. If Call of Duty
I'm not mad at that,
Es que es un buen juego. Si han visto mi live, es un buen juego.
bro. That's respect. That is respect.
is competitive fast food, Rainbow Six Siege is that Michelin-starred restaurant where the chef
Wow, qué
Yo,
buena
this guy knows ball.
descripción.
This guy knows ball.
personally
Yeah.
insults you
This
if
guy knows puck.
you can't appreciate the molecular gastronomy. This game doesn't just have a learning curve, it has a learning cliff that most players fall off before.
And okay, I love what he just said. The biggest problem with Siege is it loses probably 90% of the people that try it in the first month because they're just miserable, bro. They don't know what they're doing or what they're dying to. Which, like, that's why the Siege community is so sick, because you have to be sick in the head to push through the first, like, 10, 20 hours. Now, the people that started Siege in year 1, that's way different because everybody was clueless in year 1. But, like, if you're starting Siege in, like, 20...
Sí, yo empecé en el 2016 y salí en el 2015. A finales. Qué buena época.
2023, 2024, like, you had to actually love the game because, like, it's brutal. Like, it's the most brutal game, I think, ever for a first-time player.
Mira, es brutal si jugás Ranked. Ranked, puta, está llena de tryhards y tu equipo, pues, o sea, vos tenés que rifártela como personaje si tu equipo es una mierda, vos sos el responsable de ganar la partida. Si vos sos malo, tu equipo va a perder 100%.
Can't think of a worse game. Like when I play CS or when I play Valorant, I understand what I'm supposed to do. I'm just terrible. I'm terrible at it. But like, I don't understand exactly what I'm supposed to do, but I understand somewhat of what I'm supposed to do. Siege, it's like you don't even know what's happening.
Or they understand that they're even climbing. But that brutal complexity is exactly why Siege works as a tier 1 esport. The 6 Invitational 2024 sold out a 10,000-seat Montreal
That was the best event they've ever did. Or no, not Montreal. I thought he was talking about Sao Paulo.
arena filled with fans who understood that watching Bulo execute a perfect runout or G2's site execute unfold is just as thrilling as any no-scope montage. These
Ahora sí, estos videos competitivos de Siege, puta, esos competitive, bro, that shit is fire. Esa mierda es buenísimo. O sea, ver a la gente pro jugar Siege y darlo todo por $1,000,000, puta, es una emoción que no se compara, mucha, la verdad, es buenísimo. Y pues, si tienen la oportunidad de verlos, van a ver Face Clan contra Rogue o cualquier otro que esté ahí. Puta, qué buenas partidas se echan ahí, mucha, y es una tensión.
aren't aim duels, they're tactical puzzles where one drone spot or reinforcement placement can determine the entire round. The numbers back it up too. 6 Invitational consistently pulls 300,000 concurrent viewers across platforms, with a $3 million prize pool at rival majors. The pro scene might not have CS's massive casual crossover or Valorant's corporate polish, but what it lacks in accessibility, it makes up for in pure competitive integrity.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with Pro R6 is like not enough people know pros. And like it's getting better with like, you know, like Stompin and like Spoy and Shaiko and Bolo, but like most people like they don't even know who's on the team, so like they don't care. You know what I mean?
Every operator ban, every site take, every utility throw matters. Siege has something most games never achieve, a community that genuinely respects the skill ceiling. Watch someone get demolished by Pengu or Canadian, and instead of complaining about RNG, they'll study the WOD to understand the 4D chess move they just witnessed. The game demands your intellectual respect, which is why it has earned
I want to play rank now.
competitive legitimacy that flashier titles still chase. Plus,
This is probably my favorite Pro League play ever, the iconic spot.
let's be honest, there's deep satisfaction in watching streamers confidently load into ranked, thinking Siege looks easy, only to get absolutely dismantled by game sense they didn't even know existed. Level 6.
Valorant. This is very fair. This is fair.
Valorant. Riot Games looked at Counter-Strike's
Wait, that means okay, there's only one spot left. That means he's gonna have CS at the top.
20-year dominance and said,
Sí, jugué este juego, es muy bueno, no jugué mucho tiempo. Es muy bueno, yo tengo esa skin de arma, creo, si no estoy mal. Pero es bueno, es muy bueno, la verdad es que es como si es Go, se podría decir. Solo que con colorcitos más anime, se puede.
we can do that, but with a better infrastructure, international storylines, and abilities that actually matter. And you know what's infuriating? They were absolutely
¿Era bueno? Sí, más o menos.
right about almost everything. Valorant Champions 2023, 1.4 million peak viewers. Istanbul Arena sold out in minutes. Fnatic versus EG Grand Finals that had more production value
Did he say 1.3 million views?
than some Olympic events. The VCT system creates genuine regional
crazy,
rivalries. NA versus EMEA isn't just marketing, it's built into the tournament structure. Meanwhile, Counter-Strike fans were still arguing about major formats from 2015. Here's what
Lo que me gusta de Valorant es que hay muchos personajes con habilidades diferentes. Y sí son poderes, a comparación de Siege, que son equipamientos que cada personaje tiene diferente. Aquí son poderes específicamente. Y son buenos. O sea, hay uno que tira una mierda para que pueda tirar bombas a través de la pared, ¿no? Que era mi main. Y hay otro que tira como una bomba de humo que puedes ver a través y digo, no, algo así. Hay un montón de poderes, la verdad. Yo cuando jugué solo había como unos 5 personajes por equipo. O sea, personajes así que puedes escoger. Ahora, o sea, ni cuántos hay.
makes Valorant genuinely terrifying to other tactical shooters. Riot took CS's greatest weakness, Valve's hands-off approach, and weaponized it into Valorant's greatest strength.
Este tipo de juegos donde vos tenés que jugar cada personaje para saber cómo reaccionar cuando te toque jugar contra el personaje que ya sabes cómo se juega, ¿sí me entiendes, no? Lo mismo que en Siege, ¿va? O sea, tenés que saber cómo juega cada personaje y qué habilidades tiene para contraatacar ese personaje, ¿va? Y saber cómo atacar.
Recent updates, aggressive anti-cheat that actually works, rank system that makes sense, tournament production that makes
Yeah, but like the undeniable thing about CS, bro, is like the market on that. Like you can't sell or buy a skin on Valorant. Like you only fucking Riot can. Like CS's skin market is the greatest of any game ever. It's not
other
even-
Eso es cierto. Yo tengo mi cuate que creo que, bueno, cuando pase CSGO, vamos a hablar de lo que pasó a mi cuate.
esports look amateur. They didn't just
Cuate me refiero a mi amigo.
copy Counter-Strike, they improved on almost every aspect of the competitive experience. The abilities debate is where things get spicy. CS purists will die on that hill that jetted
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like the Valorant gameplay, but like something about the bare bones to CS I like as well. But I kind of, it's like a mix of both. Like I like the abilities, but like on CS when it's just like smokes, grenades, and flashes, it's pretty pure. Like it's very pure.
flashes and omen smokes somehow reduce skill expression. But watch Aspas entry fragged or chronicle clutch impossible rounds and tell me abilities are crutches. The game demands everything CS requires: crosshair placement, economy management, tactical awareness, while adding another layer of utility mastery that
I wanna see
separates
what he
good
says about
players from
CS.
great ones. Is it as pure as Counter-Strike? It depends on your definition of purity. Is it building the more sustainable competitive ecosystem? The numbers don't lie. Riot's international tournament structure, regional leagues, and consistent content pipeline make Valorant the most professionally managed tactical shooter in existence. That's not just good game design, it's good business. The only real question is whether Valorant can maintain this momentum when the honeymoon period ends, or if it's just really good at being shiny and new. Level 7, Counter-Strike. We arrive at the final boss. Counter-Strike isn't just a game. It's a competitive religion that's been converting believers for over 2 decades.
Ya, que pongan así es Counter-Strike de primero, tiene lógica, ¿va? Tal vez Siege no debería estar en primero, tampoco debería estar en segundo. El tercer lugar está muy buen posicionado. A su vez, siento que Counter-Strike es bueno competitivamente porque es complicado de manejar el personaje, ¿me entienden? Si miran el primero que salió, que es Counter-Strike, no el Counter-Strike, no el CSGO, él era malísimo. Bueno, es bueno, muy bueno, pero sí, las mecánicas del juego sí son da mucho que desear cuando ya has jugado mejores juegos como Siege, Valorant, todo eso, pues, aunque fueron basados en CS, en Counter-Strike. um, Ahora CSGO es otra cosa diferente, es muy bonito, por cierto, y muy bueno. Ahorita van a ver.
Never even held that angle on Dust. That is a good angle.
Believers for over 2 decades. From 1.6's CPL tournaments to Source's brief detour to Global Offensive major dominance to CS2's rocky resurrection, this franchise has survived engine changes, meta evolutions, roster dynasties, and countless CS killers that
Bro, the game looked a lot different back then.
now populate gaming graveyards. The numbers are
What is this, Abbas?
Este streamer tiene su asistente que se llama High Vibe y es el que controla toda la comp.
Every single first offer of a Pinky Nice, and that's how I got the goals. Check this out. Please be true. No. 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 Yes. Yes. Oh my god, it's true!
I'm done. I'm done.
Bueno, hablando de eso, los guantes, bueno, puta, un guante, mano, bueno, antes, o no sé si ahora podía valer hasta miles de dólares reales, ¿me entienden? Y mi cuate compró un cofre como que era una skin de arma o un cuchillo, skin de cuchillo, puta, lo vendió a $400, mano. El único problema era de que el brother no podía como que canjearlo por dinero en efectivo, sino que tuvo que usarlo en Steam. Y compró un chingo de juego, obviamente.
simply untouchable. CS2 launch pulled
Pero puta, hay gente que se ha hecho millonaria con un puto skin de juego, ¿me entiendes? O sea, gastan millones, bueno, gastan como unos $500 para arriba, para cofres, ¿va? Que puedan obtener una skin rara o valiosa
1.8 million
y venderla por el triple de lo compraron, ¿no?
concurrent players.
Y
PGL
la gente lo compra, mano, y es lo que me sorprende, ¿no?
Major Stockholm 2021 peaked at 2.7 million viewers across all platforms. And the Paris Major 2023 sold out arena 9,000 seats in under 20 minutes. This isn't regional success, this is global cultural dominance spanning literal decades. But
It
statistics
said they're 15-6. Did it used to go up like further?
don't capture what makes Counter-Strike truly special. It's the purest test of FPS skill that exists. No abilities to bail you out, no random environmental destruction, no hero swaps mid-round, no aim assist training wheels. Just positioning, raw mechanical aim, economy management and tactical execution refined over 20 plus years of competitive evolution. Just think about Simple's jumping double from cash, Cold Zera's Mirage quad kill, Device's timing, get right clutches. These moments transcend gaming and become genuine sports history.
Sí jugué CSGO un buen rato. Un poco, la verdad, nunca fue mi juego preferido, la verdad. Pero sí jugué un buen rato. Y no era muy bueno. Me daban verga.
The game creates legends, not just good players. Navi, Astralis, SK Gaming, Fnatic, NIP, these aren't just teams, they're dynasties with legitimate claim to the athletic greatness. Here's why CS has survived when every competitive has faltered. It respects its own fundamentals. Updates are incremental, not revolutionary. The core AK spray pattern hasn't changed since 1999. And
What?
Wow.
It's had the same AK spray pattern since 1999.
that consistency is a feature, not a bug.
Yo, oh my god. This is old dust, huh?
Players can invest 10,000 hours into perfecting their craft without worrying that next month's patch will make their muscle memory obsolete. Even CS2 disastrous launch, broken hit track, missing features, community revolt couldn't kill the scene. The competitive ecosystem was so robust that players just adapted and kept grinding. Major tournaments still sold out, pro salaries stayed stable, and Valve slowly fixed the issues while the scene proved its own resilience. That's the power of untouchable legacy. You can stumble without falling. Counter-Strike doesn't just sit at the top of competitive FPS. It is competitive FPS, the standard against which every other tactical shooter is measured and found wanting. The
Aura.
uncomfortable truth. Here's what separates the pretenders from the champions. Longevity built on competitive integrity, not marketing budgets or viral moments. The games at the top didn't get there by accident. They earned their position by proving they can sustain professional ecosystems that outlast hardware generations, meta shifts, and changing social media algorithms. Counter-Strike dominates because it's proven it can evolve without losing its soul. The fundamentals that made 1.6 compelling still drive CS2's competitive scene. That's not stagnation, that's perfection of form. Valorant represents the hungry challenger with superior infrastructure but shorter history. It's doing everything right from a business perspective. But business success doesn't automatically equal competitive legacy. Time will tell whether Riot's corporate approach can generate the organic passion that keeps CS alive across decades. On the other hand, Siege carved out its tactical niche and owns it completely, building genuine competitive respect through pure complexity rather than accessibility. Overwatch proved that corporate money can't buy lasting esports legitimacy. You need grassroots competitive integrity.
Overwatch 2 al principio fue una decepción total porque mucha gente como yo esperábamos algo diferente a Overwatch 1, cuando en realidad solo fue un cambio de skin de los personajes y mejores gráficas. Literal, eso fue todo. Y eso que nos habían prometido un modo historia y nunca nos dieron un modo historia. Hijo de puta.
Damn, so did Overwatch just like completely die? Because, bro, I remember when that was like the top game in like 2016, 2017. Did Overwatch like completely die, chat? Kind of.
Todavía, sí, más o menos nos
Bro,
acabamos.
that's actually really depressing, bro.
Not franchise fees. But here's the thing about
And like, I'm sure Marvel Rivals didn't help it at all.
competitive hierarchies. They
Me-
exist
menos Marvel Rivals. Ahorita Marvel Rivals tienen más juego peak que Overwatch, la verdad. Y la verdad es que entiendo porque en Overwatch 2 cambiaron, nerfearon a tantos personajes que es bien decepcionante y me enfurece porque es una dinámica y jerarquía totalmente diferente ahorita, a como está ahorita el juego, a como era antes y cómo lo jugaban antes, cómo eran los personajes antes y su jugabilidad era mucho mejor a como está ahorita.
to be challenged, not accepted. Maybe you believe Overwatch's mechanical complexity deserves more respect than current viewership suggests. Maybe you're convinced that Halo's console legacy should carry more weight.
Yeah, like part of me wishes I was a little bit older so I could have like experienced the Halo era. Cause bro,
Yo sí lo experimenté, tengo 29, así que amé Halo, bro, amé.
I heard it's like just peak, but I never got to play Halo. Like my first game I got into was like Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
In the current numbers. So here is my challenge. Rank
Bueno, él empezó con Call of Duty, yo empecé con Halo, literal.
these 7 games yourself, but defend
Puta, y empecé con Halo en el Halo 1, bueno, Halo 2 en la Xbox clásica, bueno, la gran cajota. En mitad de mis cuentas se jugaban en mi casa, qué risa.
your rankings with more than nostalgia and wishful thinking. Consider competitive integrity, skill ceilings, viewing experience, professional.
Like for me, I would have like out of these 7 games, what am I ranking it off of? Like, you know what I mean? What game is the hardest to learn?
Miren, mucha. Coméntenme, quiero que me comenten ahorita, en este momento, si llegaron a este momento del video, muchas gracias, los agradezco mucho, los amo un verbo. Quiero que me comenten, para ustedes, ¿cuál sería el ranking de juegos? De lo que ya están mencionados en este video, ¿cuál sería el número 1, número 2, número 3, número 4, hasta el 7? ¿Va? ¿Y por qué? ¿Y cuál sería el más difícil de aprender contra el más fácil de fallar, se puede decir? No sé. Pero ustedes comenten tu opinión.
Probably Siege, bro. Siege is probably the hardest FPS to learn.
Eso es cierto. Para mí, el número 1, como dice él, es el más complicado de aprender, sería Siege. Porque Siege no solo... Porque, por ejemplo, todos los juegos tienen un learning curve, o sea, una curva de aprendizaje, sí, grande, pero sí llegas a aprender a jugar el juego, ¿me entiendes? Y con práctica y todo. No que Siege, aunque lleves 1000 horas o 700 horas como yo, puedes seguir siendo basura. No importa cuántas veces juegues, si no entendés la realidad detrás de lo que estás haciendo, o de los personajes, o de aprender a adivinar qué van a hacer, o cómo lo van a hacer, o por dónde van a entrar, o cómo te van a atacar, o qué hace para atacar personaje, y qué pensamiento, qué puede pasar con ese personaje si lo usa de tal manera, nunca vas a mejorar en Siege. Por eso es un juego muy difícil.
Which is why, like, and I love Siege, but Siege will just never compete with like CS or like Valorant because it's like, it's just too hard to learn. It's too hard of a game to learn.
Eso es cierto. La razón por la cual creo que este brother lo puso ¿qué? Lo puso en el 6, creo. ¿Va? No, lo puso en el 5. Y lo puso en el 5. Es por lo mismo que es muy complicado de aprender y por eso está en esa posición. Pero es un buen juego competitivo. Al momento de que tú sabes cómo jugar y sabes todos los trucos que tienes bajo la manga y usarlos bien, es un buen juego y es divertido solo en casual, porque en ranked es limpiarte el culo con es limpiarte el culo con cactus, mano, la verdad.
But I can also be unbiased and see like Siege has horrific problems, like really bad problems. But it's getting better. But like, I think Siege is, in my opinion, unbiased, like harder to learn than like CS or Valorant. Not that CS and Valorant aren't hard to learn, but I just think like, I mean, Chad, am I right or am I wrong? Like Siege is probably the hardest to learn, but that doesn't really mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's good in a way or bad. Siege is like the most like if you're trying to challenge yourself, Siege is the most challenging FPS you'll ever play.
Tiene
you'll
toda la
be
razón.
miserable for the first 100 hours. But if you can get through the first 100 hours, you're probably really going to like the game.
Y eso me pasó a mí, si miran esto. O sea, no es por ser fanfarrón o creído, pero miren esto. Estamos en Steam, esta es mi cuenta, 700 horas. O sea, como él dice, si logras pasar de las 100 horas, te va a gustar el juego. Porque sí, te va a gustar, aunque sea malo. Porque es muy buen juego. O sea, es como jugar Hollow Knight y Hollow Knight Silksong. Es igualito, similar. Bueno, la verdad es que es una buena comparativa porque el juego te trata una mierda, pero vos seguís dándole porque tenés el orgullo ahí en la sangre. No te puedes rendir. Wow, eso es lo que me refiero.
The thing is, most people don't get through the first 100 hours. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm terrible at CS and I'm terrible at Valorant. I'm not an idiot. I have a lot of stuff to learn on those games and I want to learn, but it's like, it's still just, those games are not going to be as difficult to learn as Siege. Siege is the most difficult.
Muchas gracias por estar hasta aquí del video. Si les entretuve, denle like, suscríbanse, comenten. Muchas gracias por su tiempo, en serio, lo agradezco muchísimo. Y nos vemos a la próxima. Muchas gracias.